Hello, Just Too Good here, and today I'm reviewing the LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2016 Doctor Strange's Sanctum Sanctorum set. It has 358 pieces, 3 minifigures, and it retails for $30 in the United States, where it's a Target exclusive. Now let's take a look at those minifigures. So here is Doctor Strange, and this is an exclusive minifigure who's just excellently done. I mean, he's one of my favorite minifigures of the Marvel wave this year. I think he just has so many cool detailings to him. He has some back torso printing, an alternate face. Everything about him I just really enjoy, even with the hair, which isn't the most accurate hair piece they chose to use, but it's actually the same hair piece they used in the Ra's al Ghul set, so I guess that was a cost-saving measure. But one thing I don't like is that they use the older style cape. The capes from last year were so much better because it was a new style that would not get bent and broken, but this is this paper cape that just is really hard to maneuver around. Sure, it stands up a little bit better, but I just don't like it for that reason, which is that it always gets it crumbled or ripped or whatever because it's very hard to maneuver around that. Either way, he also has these little accessories, which are radar dishes attached to that new kind of a handle stud piece. And these actually have some unique printing on them as well. Those aren't a sticker. So really adore this Doctor Strange minifigure. I think he's one of my favorite minifigures of the year. He just has some excellent printing all around him. And that's it for this minifigure. And here is the Ancient One, who has a really cool pearl gold torso. I really like how that came out. And some nice printing all around her head, especially on the back. There's just these nice lines on there. I don't know, I really like how that came out as well. I also like her golden see-through translucent fans, which basically they're translucent fans with what seems to be some gold writing on them. And those are some really cool printed pieces. I've never seen them really print with pieces that have these much ridges, so that's really impressive. And you can just kind of see the shine on her golden torso when you pick her up like that, but also she has some dynamic printing on there where you can see some peach and some purple. Just a very well done minifigure as well. So let's see who's the last minifigure. Here's Carl Mordo, very impressive minifigure as well. So that's 3 for 3 with great minifigures. All have exclusive printing. So Carl's exclusive printing is his face, his torso, and his legs, which are really dynamic and cool as well. I like how they got the dark green, but then they have some blue and some black. Lots of cool colors just meshed onto that torso. Also, it seems like there's printing in beneath the legs, which is another really impressive thing. His face print is exclusive as well. You can see his front facial printing right there, and his back facial printing. And his hair piece is one of my favorite hair pieces, which is Finn's hair from LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens. And this little staff is probably the weakest of the 3's weapons because it doesn't have any exclusive printing, but it's alright. It fits as a fighting weapon. So here is Doctor Strange's Sanctum Sanctorum. I guess let's start off at the right. And so what we got here is this portal beast. This looks so freaking crazy, and it has one of the craziest but coolest play features ever. And that is, on this back, you could see there's this little kind of cog system. Also, you could just get a view of the whole back, which has a lot of the play features. But either way, there's this wheel. And so if you turn the wheel, you can see that the whole portal beast becomes animated. That is so cool. So you could turn it to the right and to the left, and its tentacles and its face and its teeth move, and it's just such a freaking cool play feature. I think that's just so impressive. I don't know, there's just something about that that really is so awesome to me. But he also has some printed eyes, which you can see on those circular tiles right there. This little platform right here is a junior's ramp. That's actually not printed, that's a sticker. And these little maps, well, 2 of the maps are printed, and then the other ones are kind of these, I guess they would be ancient artifacts or something like that. So there's the Book of Invincible Sun, it looks like, and the Codex Imperium. Those are some 2x2 tiles that are stickered. Then there's this little bookcase right here, which was actually a bookcase build that I had in one of my sets, or sorry, one of my mocks I was going to put out, which is kind of interesting. And that has a skull head, and there's some books, and then at the top, there is this little wine bottle or something. I would guess that's like an ancient artifact. I love this messy kind of look they give the whole Sanctum Sanctorum. I also like these candles, which is in the middle of the whole Sanctum Sanctorum. That's like the window right there. Very cool design on how they use these kind of blade pieces. And they have the Wi-Fi password from the trailer. If you saw the most recent, I think it was a Comic-Con trailer, they gave the Wi-Fi password. There was like a joke at the end that was a Wi-Fi password, and that was it, with Shambhala. And that's a stickered piece, as well as mail from Stark Industries, which is a nice little Easter egg as well. There's also these little platforms right here, and you may be like, well, what are those for? And those are actually a neat little play feature that is called the Levitation play feature. So you would put, I guess, Carl Mordo and Doctor Strange on there, maybe move around their little accessories, but there's these two little levers, and if you push them up, you could kind of move around the two minifigures like that, as if they were levitating, so maybe the ancient one's making them levitate. I don't know how that plays into context of the movie, but I know there's a lot of mystical elements, so I guess we'll have to wait and see how that plays in. The table design is pretty neat, and like I said, those candles are really cool. There's also this little bookcase right here, which is cool because there's a top hat. There's also a nice pink crystal, which is one of those Power Miners crystals in pink, which I don't know if I have it in that color before. And there's this little artifact as well, which is a pretty cool design. I don't know what that's supposed to be. There's a cup right there, a little goblet. And on this side, there's some more letters, which none of them are actually printed. I thought this one would be printed, but it ended up being a sticker. And these are all stickered 1x2s, which, yeah, it would have been nice if they were printed, but I don't know. Stickers don't really bother me as much as it does other people. And right here is actually a little treasure chest. And inside, there's a key. So that must play into something. I don't know if that's like a ancient key or something. There's also one last play feature, which is this little knob right here. So basically, I guess would be a scene from the movie. This is a way to levitate Doctor Strange's cape. And you would just put it right there, and I guess it kind of levitates. That one's less impressive than these because it's not translucent or anything. But I guess that's a way so that you could get more movement out of Doctor Strange and have a place to hold his cape. And so that is it for the whole build. And if you want one last look at the back on how all those mechanisms work, here it is. Yeah, it's something you really won't display from the back, but that's okay because it's just so beautiful from the front itself. So let's go into the box and then the final verdict. So here's the box for this set. And you can see it even has some nice artwork in the corner, which I really do like. And here's instruction booklets, which honestly don't have any too interesting like advertisements or anything. They just advertise the summer Spider-Man sets at the back. So overall, I really love this set, okay? I think a lot of people could have guessed I would love this set, but it's something that I think is more for teenagers and adults than it is for kids, but that's okay, because it does have some parts for kids. For example, this play feature is not for adults, it's not for kids, it's for everybody because it's the coolest freaking thing ever. It's a little animated kind of movement thing. I showed that up in the close-up, but that is just such a freaking cool and clever play feature that uses some techniques we've seen before, but I've never seen it this animated, and it's just very cool. That something that kids will be playing around with that for hours and adults will be playing around with that for hours when they're displaying this piece on their shelf or whatever. Also, the other play features, like these little levitating play features, I'll give them points for being something that I haven't seen in LEGO before, really, with these little kind of poles that stick out from the back. The closest thing is probably when they did that with the Gravity game sets where you would connect those to the skaters and skate around with it. But those are pretty cool and work into the mystical element of what the movie seems to be about. Now, the actual build itself, I think, is something that would look awesome on a shelf. It would be something that people will look at and be like, hey, that's really impressive. They may not know straight from Doctor Strange because I don't know how it is accurate to the movie or whatever. But that's not really that relevant for a set that's coming ahead of the movie like this. And the three minifigures are absolutely fantastic. I don't have any problems with them. And I think they all look awesome in their own rights. They all have exclusive printing all around on their legs, torso, and face. And they have some nice hair pieces. For example, this Finn hair piece is still a little bit uncommon, and Doctor Strange's hair piece only comes in one other set. So I am in love with this set. I'd say the only problem is that it is kind of lacking on play features. And I do rate these LEGO sets as mainly from like an adult perspective, but also factoring in how it kind of trends well with its target audience. And so I think it may be a little bit lacking for its target audience, just like a teensy bit, because it doesn't have any exciting play features. But that's okay, so I'll rate this set an A. I still highly recommend it for adults. I think it's an excellent value with 358 pieces, exclusive printing, exclusive minifigures, all into this $30 set. So that's it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.